or this time at the Quick Speed Shop. Check it out. Bam! We're mounting a full-size spare onto the side of my 1980 Dodge Stepside. It's got awesome tread, an early style hubcap. It fits good. It's mounted super strong. We're going to do all custom mount for it, so I'm super excited. This is one of the best things I've done on the truck so far. Let's check it out. Here we go. Now I can't believe this, but I got to. I'm looking right at it. So I want my spare tire for my Dodge. Let's step back a second. 1980 Dodge W200 8-foot Stepside. If you haven't seen it before, here it is. Only spent the last year restoring it. Spent way too much money. Went completely bankrupt on this restoration. So it looks like junk on the outside, but it's all brand new underneath. So anyways, now I want to mount the spare tire. I've got I've got 33-inch mud tires on the truck. BF Goodrich mud terrains. And I've got a 235/85/16 retread old style tire here I'm using as the spare tire because I like the tread pattern. It looks like what the truck would have had on it originally. So I got it on a 16x7 Ford wheel, powder coated white, and we're going to build some kind of apparatus to go through the wheel, bolt into a couple of holes, or maybe 4 of them, and mount to the box so the tire can be here on the side. They did this back in the day a lot. A lot of these trucks are short boxes, and you'd see a big cutout in the fender, and the tire would be in the fender, and Chevy and Ford did the same thing. But on this one, it's an 8-foot Stepside box. You could get this truck in 6.5 foot, 8 foot, and then 9 foot for the 1-ton trucks. So this is an 8-footer, but I have enough room to run this 31.5-inch or so tire on the side of the box without cutting the fender. So that's pretty cool. And we're going to make some kind of mount, like I just said, that's going to come through here and it's going to attach to the box and probably go right over the box and down because this thing's pretty heavy, obviously, because I've got the picker holding it up in the air. But we're going to do that. It actually looks pretty good. It doesn't stick out from the side of the truck very far at all, which I was a little worried about, but it's going to be good. And I always love the look of these trucks, these old trucks with the spare tire mounted on the side. I'm not sure. I think I've got it a little bit taller than it usually is because I'm clearing my roll bar and stuff here that I put in the truck a couple videos ago. But I like the height of it here. It looks good. And the running board will go down under here. I'm just doing some paint work on that, so that's off the truck right now. But that will mount on here. The tire is pretty heavy. I bet it's 50 pounds, 50, 60 pounds. So we're going to need to make a substantial mount out of pretty heavy steel to hold it because it's going to want to do that probably on the side of the truck. Everybody might not be sold on putting the spare on the side. Originally it was under the back of the truck, but I moved the fuel tank to the back of the truck. I used a Ram Charger 36-gallon tank between the frame rails and the back, so I couldn't run the spare there. I could have just put it in the back of the truck, like inside the box, but being a Stepside, you know, you've got less room than a fleet side box. So if I put the spare on the inside, I wouldn't be able to have a 4-foot wide, you know, plywood wouldn't fit and it'd always be a pain. So being on the outside is the right answer, and it looks super old school, super awesome, and I can't wait to do it. All right, bam, it's a couple days later, and been super busy at work and after work and stuff. I had to work some long hours, so I've only had a couple minutes here and there to tinker. So I didn't film for like a couple days, but now we're back at it, and I'm going to show you what I was tinkering on. The spare tire mount, I've got it halfway fabbed up here and tacked together. The part that's going to hold the tire is I had this oval cut out. I just got out of scrap cutoffs at the steel store a few years ago. I got some of them. I don't know what they were, but they were there. So I found I had some 1/2-inch wheel studs. Originally I wanted to use 9/16, so the bigger nuts like the rear end of the truck, but the front Dana 44 in this truck has 1/2-inch wheel studs and nuts, and then the rear axle, because I swapped it, it's got 9/16. So I ended up going to 1/2-inch wheel studs because I had them. So I've got 2 of them mounted in here, welded in this thing, and this piece is gonna go like this, and the wheel's gonna mount on there. Now I've just tacked this onto this tube, 2x2 tube. This is the bed mount that is gonna bolt to the bed side, and if that'll stay there. Wait, I got a magnet. Let's try the power of magnets. It's a magnet. Bam! So that's going to bolt to the side of the bed here. I had to cut this cove in it here, and I'll show you why in a second, but the style line in the bed fits in there. So this guy's going to bolt to the bed with these 4 bolts. It's going to sit on the bed floor. And then, oops, I got it upside down, son of a gun. Hold on a minute. How embarrassing. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. All right, so it's going to bolt to the bedside here. Then this piece is going to, I cut a slot in it for the 2-inch tube, so it'll have a good overlap to help with the stress. So we can weld her up on multiple things. But this will hang over. The box side comes up here, and then this sits on top of the bed rail, and then it's 9.5 inches from the edge of the bed rail out to where the tire is. But essentially that, I think that's going to work for the mount. The wheel weighs probably like 50, 60 pounds, so once you weld this all up, it'll be plenty strong enough to hold on to it. So let's break her on down and take it over to the bed and try that. I must have good hydraulics in my cherry picker. It's been holding this tire up for like 4 days now, and it hasn't fell down yet, so the hydraulics are good. Let's see here, we need this. So this piece here, oh, can you see? Hold on. This piece here, it's going to go like this, and it's going to sit up against the bed wall. And that cove I had to cut in there. You can see that for the style line of the bed. So that guy will bolt on there like that. And then this guy comes around and whoop, drops in there, welds on there, and then it sits on the bed rail. And then, you know, obviously a tire, when it's spun into place, will bolt on there. And it should work. I'm at the point where we're going to tack it together real fast. We'll take some vice grips and clamp her on. Let's see, will the vice grips be in the way? Maybe. Well, at least let me take it over. I'll tack it at 90 degrees, which it should be, and then we can bring it back over here and set it down so it can kind of hold itself up. Okay, I tacked the upper part into the lower part, and I got this C-clamp holding it on here. Hopefully it's like sunken in enough where I can get to, it won't be in the way of the wheel. And now, this is a little flexy because it's not bolted on the back, obviously, but it should work. So let's pick this guy up. This is heavy. Oh boy. Yep. Man, it's way heavy. I don't want to do this too many times. Ooh, it's working. Look at that. It actually fits. Dang, don't fall off. Yeah, it's leaning away. It's leaning downhill because the foot, you know, the thing's not bolted to the bedside, but it actually fits. We got about 1 inch to the roll bar there. It'll come up and touch the bedside once this thing is in the right place. And it's just sitting on the fender here, just a little bit there, which I don't really mind. I don't think I can move this ahead anymore because it's touching the roll bar, but that should be all right. Look at that. That is a spare mounted on the side of my truck. Awesome. Holy moly. See how it's leaned out away from the truck just a little bit because you see there the mount is kicked out because just the way it's clamped on there. So it'll suck it in and hold it vertical, but sitting on the fender is going to help it with vibration, but it should come in and just about touch the bedside and like lock this thing in. And then there'll be 2 lug nuts with that plate. But I think we have a winner. Where's the chicken dinner? Never had a Stepside with a spare on the outside, but I always like the look of this. Like I said earlier, usually on the short boxes, they have a fender with a big cutout in it. But because we have the 8-foot Stepside, we can get away with mounting this big spare up in the air like that. Man, that's super awesome. When I put the running board back on, it's not really going to be usable here. And that's why with the original filler neck, when I relocated the tank, that wouldn't really be usable. there, but we got the relocated ram charger tank in the back, so I left that fuel filler in there just because, but it doesn't do anything. And put the running board on. I'm thinking about getting a small toolbox, like an old school open top toolbox like you used to see, or maybe like a road flare kit or something. Mounting that on this running board here, since we got this really unusable running board space. Use it to hold some kind of tool action. But man, I had the vision, and it's coming out awesome. I think it's going to look great with this white spare up here on the fender. Now, some of you guys might not be sold on having the spare way up in the air like this, but I love it. These early trucks, it fits the look as a work truck. It fits the old school look, especially having the old bar style tread on here. Even though it's a retread tire, it is, you know, a new retread, so it should last a while. It's E-rated, so it will be a functional spare. It's got the original old school highboy bar tread look from back in the day, and it will run the expensive mud tires on the truck, but we'll have the almost as big retread bar tread spare on there. But now I get to keep all my bed space for action. I'll have 8-foot bed space with the raised up the toolbox from the last video, and this mount out of the way. It's more than 4 foot wide between the fenders. I want to say it's 54.5 between the bed rails, so it's more than 4 foot between the bump outs for the wheels there. So we'll have full 4x8 action in our Stepside here, and have a spare mounted. Super cool. I love it. I love it. So I got to heft this on off. You definitely don't want to do this few more than a couple times because it's already made my back sore. So I'm going to pop this guy off. I'm going to weld up everything that's tacked on there. I'm going to weld the bracket all together, bring it over here, and clamp it with vice grips to the bed, and I can drill the holes from the backside through the bracket, through the bed side, and I'll get some hardware on it. And then maybe we'll put it on there again and see how it looks right before I paint it. Got you up on the roll bar cam. So I'm over here just going to drill this guy. I've already taken a 3/8 drill bit, and I just made some witness marks on the bedside, but it's kind of hard to drill this way because the bit sits here and it wants to shake this around a little bit, so the holes won't be perfectly square if we drill it that way, or they could get out of sequence. So we'll drill it, step up onto it. But I got this guy all welded up last night, and I also put the gusset on here. I got a 1/4-inch gusset holding that up there. This thing should be super, super strong. I'm going to cap the top of this with a piece of flat stock, or maybe just fill in these gaps so it flow all this in, so that'd be all welded up too. I just didn't get to it because this thing got so hot welding it. I couldn't really even hold on to it, and we can do that later. But it should be plenty to hold that tire up. So we got 4 holes we're going to drill in the sides, and when we hang the tire on it, I'm going to see if it flexes the sheet metal on the box at all. If it is, if it does do that, we're going to weld a foot to the end of this that will bolt down onto the floor as well, and that'll actually help with any kick out. I might just do it just because, you know, you can never have too many bolts holding something together. If 4 is good, 6 is better. Let's punch these out. I can't wait to get the spare on here and see what it looks like. Drilling holes in the mint box. Oh, there's one. Dang it, too far. We've gone too far now. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. Bam. All right, just blow these guys out to 3/8 now. And we'll be able to bolt this sucker up and try it out. I went out the other night and I got my van out of storage, my boogie van. I got it back from my friend Jordan's been storing it in his barn all winter. But I noticed a drivability issue with it when I brought it back. It's idling super high, like, I don't know, 2,000 RPM. I think the IAC, the idle air control valve, IAC, is either stuck or going bad on it. It's fuel injected 302 Ford. So we're gonna have a video on that, bring that in, but the thing can't have it idle on the 2,000 RPM. That's a little much. But it's out here But it's out there. If you can see out the window, see the windshield? It's out there. Freaking rain is, it's raining on it now. It's cold and nasty the next couple of days, but I wanted to get it out of his barn before there was salt. It had rained for a couple of days and the salt was gone. So I wanted to get it out before they salted the roads again. So now it's here in the driveway, waiting for full spring. What do you guys think about those step bits? I've got one. I rarely use it. Actually, the tip of it's broke, so it's hard to get it started, but do you use step bits? I don't know. I'm more of a drill bit guy, but these cheapo DeWalt drill bits, they seem to get dull pretty fast. Boom. Oops, I didn't bring any bolts. Let me go get some hardware, and let's bolt this guy on. We'll set the spare on it and try it. Okay, I got this guy bolted on here. Ow, that's sharp. I got 4 3/8 bolts through the holes. I used some big flat washers on the outside of the sheet metal here. And it actually, just being bolted to the bedside is like super strong. The 2 mounts up here right by the 90-degree angle, so that puts a lot of strength in it. So we might not have a issue of flex at all, so I might not need that foot pad piece down there, but we'll see how it goes. It's time once again to throw my back out and pick this horrendously heavy spare tire up. I put the running board back on, so at least I can stand on that now on my foot. So let me get down here and hoop, hoopsa, hoop, Where's Derek when I need him? Need Sasquatch for this. Okay, hold up. Wait. I got my foot up here. Hold on a minute. It's kind of rolled up. Oh, there we go. That's an easy way. Use your knee. Just kind of roll her up on there. Yeah. Okay, that goes there. Goes there. Holy moly, look at that. Now, where's the lug nuts? Let's put the lug nuts on. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. So awesome. Got a couple of chrome 1/2-inch lug nuts here. Look at that. Nothing but the best for this truck. If you saw the tire changing video, I mounted this tire with that Harbor Freight Pittsburgh tire changer, which is a piece of garbage, and scratched it real bad. The powder coating, I had to touch it up there, but oh well. This guy centered up here and locked down. Where is my ratchet? I don't have a ratchet to tighten those down. Coming in old school with the 4-way. Yeah. Which side is the right side? Need 11/16. Too big. Not that one. Not that one. Is it this one? Oh, would you look at that now? Yup. I'm a big 4-way fan from way back. Now I got the electric impact, which is nice, but I always enjoy a little 4-way action. Okay, so we got a little clearance to the bed, so the tire's not exactly on there, but how's the up and down? Might get a little shake out of this, but it's not bad. Oh yeah, the tire stood off away from the box about 1/4 inch. Where is the flex coming from? Can't see nothing. Okay. Here's where the flex is coming. See there? Because the arm, we got a bending arm here. So if we had some way to attach this to the bed rail, I think I'll weld a foot onto this and it'll set on it and it'll bolt through here, and that'll take all the twist out of it. It'll lock it right in. I think that's necessary because going down the road, you know, we got wind resistance and the truck vibrating. This thing will sit there and go bop, 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 like that on the box, and it would fatigue this mount. You know, it puts all the stress right here, and it could potentially crack and break that later. Fatigue it just shaking. You got about 1/4 inch between the tire and the bed. Down here, I could put a piece of like rubber in there so it sucks in tight, and the thing doesn't want to do that. But I think if we put a foot on there and put a bolt in that, it'll take all that shake out of it. But up and down wise, it's pretty stiff that way. It's stiffer that way because it really can't can't bend that way. Which gap we got here? Yeah, a 1/4 inch there to the bed. But it looks like it's going to work out good. So awesome. Nice and true there, nice and straight. It's got just the nub is touching the fender, so it's got enough clearance to the fender. It's not hitting the roll bar here. We got a little bit of clearance right there. I can still get, that's super handy putting your foot on there and using your knee to lift it up. That's the secret. It's not too unmanageable once you do that. But I think that's a win right there for the spare tire mount. Somebody questioned this on one of the other videos that the spare was going to block the mirror. So let's climb in the truck and see if it blocks the mirror. What the heck is this? Kind of fuzz. Hoop! Ah. Need to make some kind of step to get in this thing. Okay, it's going to be hard to tell, like, driving perspective for you guys on the camera here. I'm not sure how we're going to do that, but I guess if I put the camera where my face is, yeah, there we go. There's the mirror and there's a spare, but you can clearly see, like, the garage door in the background and the latch. That would be like the car behind you on the road. You can clearly see around the spare. I mean, it sticks out a little bit, but not anymore. So you can see the fender there by the spare. So not any more than the side of the truck actually does. Like maybe inhibits just a little bit of view up there. But actually, you guys are getting a skewed view from me. It's like, it looks like that. Looking down, I can see all this action over here more. So it's not bad. How about if I'm trying to pass somebody, if I put my head out? Yeah, it does make a little bit of a blind spot when you lean out that way. But, you know, you're cruising, just take a look out. Yeah, you can see. Let's look in the rearview mirror. You don't even see it. Oh, wait a minute. I see you guys. Hi. I see you right there. You're in that little box right there. Hi. So I think that's going to be great. And I can watch for if it shakes too much and it falls off the truck. I'll have a up front picture of when the spare falls off the truck. It shouldn't fall off, hopefully. All right, guys. I got one more question here. I got the rim, powder coated white rim here. I just happen to have this nearly new old stock, old school 70s Dodge hubcap. It's got a little ding right there on the bottom. It's painted for like the cheaper model trucks, but I believe it is aluminum underneath, but it's painted silver. I only have 2 of these, so I can't run them on the truck all the way around, but I think on the spare, this might be the hot setup. What do you guys think? It would go on like that. Gotta line the Dodge. Oh, wait a minute. Does it? Oh, yeah, okay. It would line the Dodge logo up like that. What do you think about putting a hubcap on the spare tire? Just there, like, it would really dress it up. It'd be kind of cool to have that on there. I'm going to run the truck without hubcaps down on the hubs just because I don't want to scratch the rims up putting dog-dish hubcaps on it, and I like looking at the full floater hanging out the back. And in the front, I got the hubs, so on the front hubcaps, I would have to cut the center of the hubcap out to have the axle, what do you call it, the lock mechanism stick through it for the hub lock. So I have these hubcaps, but in all stainless steel. That I was going to run all the way around on the truck, but I don't want to scratch the rims and put them on and then be like, eh. So I've noticed that these big truck hubcaps, I run these on my Camper Special and my green Ford. The wheels flex, like all steel wheels flex, and probably aluminum wheels too, but steel wheels flex and move around a lot while you're driving. And actually they creak the hubcaps because when you turn and stuff, it's flexing on the wheel. And you can actually hear it in the hubcap. It goes like creak, 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 pings and pongs, and it was driving me nuts for a while. I'd go through town and make a left-hand or right-hand turn with the window down, and I'd be like, "What the heck is that noise?" It would only do it turning right. It was the wheels flexing and creaking the hubcaps. It was weird. But anyways, I think I am going to stick the spare on up here. I think that's going to be super trick to have that on there like that. I mean, this hubcap is in a really nice shape. It's got a couple stains on it, but it's super straight. And I think it would really dress the truck up to have this hubcap on here like this. So I think that would be super cool. Whoops. Super cool to stick that on. Well, I made the angled foot bracket piece for the spare tire mount, and I started welding it on, and the welder ran out of wire. So I got to go get wire in a minute. I ordered a pizza, so I got to wait for that to cook, and I'll go get wire real fast. But in the meantime, let's put the rest of the mud tires on this thing. I'm tired of waiting. If it doesn't fit out the door, we'll just tear the garage down. I don't know. But let me burn this guy off here. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Fortunately, this truck, Dana 44 and the original Dana 60, had 1/2-inch wheel studs. The new Dana 60, out of the 98 Dana 60 I put in the back of it, if you go back you can see why, has 9/16 studs and big lug nuts, and this has got 13/16 lug nuts, and they're like 7/8 on the rear. But I'll have to carry 2 sockets for that, but other than that, it'll work. Whoop, running old black painted lug nuts. These actually need some paint on them too. I probably should hit them with some paint before we put them back on, but for now we'll just put the wheel on just so we can get a look at it. That guy sounded a little stiff. I love this electric DeWalt impact. Yeah, there. It'll take anything off. And these guys are all a little stiff. Holy moly. Get off of there. This front end, or these guys had been on a long time, and it takes a little to get them off. I'm going to put some anti-seize on the studs here. Could put chrome lug nuts on this. I probably got enough. That's an idea. I'm going to need 16 of them, though. Do I have 16 chrome lug nuts? I don't know. Hoop! Ah! Aha! Whoa! This is a 245/75 I just took off of there. Oh! That means anti-seize on here means it's immediately going to be on me everywhere. But we'll try not to. Just a little dab will do ya. Get on there. Oop, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a whole bunch. Little anti-seize never hurt anybody. Oop. All right. A little here on the drum face where the wheel hits. Not going to hurt nothing. I painted these rotors up. This is like the one piece I didn't change on the truck, where these front rotors were actually in nice shape, and you got to press the hub, or press them off the hub and everything else. So I'm like, you know what? They appear to be really decent shape. They're probably good quality American rotors. Not all the junk you buy now, so they're staying on the truck. Now, I do have a bunch of chrome lug nuts like these I'm using on the spare. Let's see if these will thread onto here. They should be half. Oh, would you look at that? Just look at it now. I wonder if I got 16 1/2-inch chrome lug nuts. They're going to be used, but maybe. The back ones are black because they're bigger, like I said. Oh boy. Well, I got all my lug nuts out, and I've got, let's see, like four chrome ones that are 13/16 1/2-inch thread. And then I got like one of these covered ones. The cover, I hate those, are junk, but it's got a bigger, it's brand new. Then I got an oddball guy. Then I got ones with like peanut ends on them. But then I don't have any more 13/16. I have a set of 1/2-inch, 3/4-inch brand new ones, but I don't want to have 3 sets of styles of lug nuts on the truck. So for now, I'm just going to have to use the regular original lug nuts, because all this is not going to work. But it's nice to have options if I needed all kinds of different rusty/not rusty lug nuts. I also have all these guys for like mag wheels, miscellaneous mag wheels, like old slot mags and stuff that had the unilugs. You know, they go, that one doesn't fit that, but some kind of unilug action. Who knows what this goes to? Does that go to that? Maybe. Yeah, okay. So like a unilug like this, where you put the washer in and it flops around to do the different sizes, then you have the shouldered deal, and the shoulder goes to the brake drum, and then the unilug washer like changes the bolt pattern. I'm not a big fan of unilugs. These are super old. They're actually unilug. Look at that. These are from my dad's garage, and these are from the like 70s and early 80s. Whole bunch of junk, but never hurts to have too many lug nuts. These are all half 20s, and they're 3/4 inch, I think. Boom! If you missed the tire size, these are 16x7 Ford truck rims with 255. Oh, I jacked it up way too high. With 255/85 R16 BF Goodrich Mud Train TAs, the Baja Champions. These are E-rated, and they're like a 33-ish inch. It's like 33.1 inches, I think. 10-ply, tall, skinny mud tire, which gives us the high boy look I was going for. And they're on Ford truck rims that have been powder coated, white, bright white. So let me see if I can heft this guy up onto the hub. Oop. Oh, it's heavy. Oh no. Yep. Oh, there goes your back. Get it up on there without. Oh, where's the studs? Where's all the studs? Can't see nothing. They're actually also very heavy, and I'm in the wrong position to lift it. Hoop. Trying to do this without scratching the crap out of everything. There we go. Kazaa. Oh. Bam, look at that. There we go. That's on there. I'll torque them later. Let's set it down and take a look. Ah. Oh my God. Man, that looks awesome. The 33s are the right size. I think with the 4-inch lift kit, you can maybe put 35s on it, but you'd be super close to here. You might have to trim. But with the 33s, it's like the perfect height. So awesome. Come over here and take a look. Heck yeah, bro. Super awesome. Already got the guy on the back. Look at that. So awesome, I can't even believe it. Let's get a look back here. Oh, I just went to the store and I got welding wire. Just put it in the welder, so we're good to go there. We can finish welding up the thing here and get back on track. But oh, look at that. Dang. All right, I've got the mount all painted up. I painted it flat black here, if you can see. I got it bolted up on, and then I bolted it through the box with the bolts. I rattle canned them black and put a little fluid film on the washers, so hopefully they won't rust around there. I also put some fluid film between the here and the box, so it should be all protected for the paint rubbing off and getting moisture between it. I also once I got the new welding wire, I finished welding the tab on here. It's just another one of the gussets I had left over, and I drilled it, and I put a stainless steel bolt in it just because it's up on top here. And this thing is completely locked in now. So we've got some anti-seize on the studs. It's time to mount the spare. I'm glad I don't have to do this all the time, because this is one heavy wheel and tire. Here we go. Whoop! Ah, got it. Okay. All right. Oh, get there. Oh. Yes. Yes. It is definitely heavy. Boom. A little, like I said, anti-seize on here for the threads. Run our brand new lug nuts on. Chrome jobbers. going to go ahead and snug these down. Boom, because I think this is permanently installed. Oh yeah, that's mounted up good. That little extra bracket made this thing, oh yeah, took all the shake out of that. That guy is mounted up there permanently, not going anywhere. Man, I love it. So awesome, so awesome. So I did a little poll on a short for Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. All of them follow Quick Speed Shop. And I asked, do I put the hubcap on or don't I? And I really think it needs a hubcap, because it's part of the original deal and it just kind of finishes it off a little bit. What do you guys think? Once I tap it on there with my hand, it's on there because it scratches the rim. But boy, I sure think it needs it. So let's see, how does this, where's that dented part over there? Put it down, I'm trying to get it down. You want the Dodge emblem to face up. I think that's gonna get it. Ooh. Ooh, boy, that snapped on there good. That is definitely not gonna fall off. Wow. Boom. How's that? That looks fantastic. 2 thumbs up. Just wipe the goo off the rim. I gotta find a little bit of white paint, just touch up that one chip in the powder coat from when I mounted this with a Harbor Freight thing. Perfect patina on that hubcap. Man, how awesome is that? Ooh, that hubcap sticks way out. That's okay. That's super, super cool. Super cool. This old style bar cleat tread is what it needs, because it looks like this truck could have come right out of the factory like this with that spare on there. These trucks had similar style tires to these, probably 16.5s originally. I think this truck had 16.5s on it. Does the door say? The door doesn't, but I have the original door jamb sticker here in the glove box. When I changed the cab, I had to cut it out of the cab. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I had 8 16.5 E-rated tires on 16.5 6-inch wide rims, 50 psi in the front, 75 psi in the back. And the GVW is 7,500 pounds. Date of manufacture, 5/1980. If you followed along the whole restoration video, see that I've changed the cab. So this is the sticker that was on the door jamb, and there's no way to get it off without destroying it. I think you could have a repop sticker made, but I just cut this out and put it in the glove box from the original rusted out cab. I'm super happy the way this came out. I obviously, did I say in the beginning of the video? I can't remember if I said in the beginning of the video. I think I did, but originally the spare would have been under the back of the truck, but I've since converted from a side saddle fuel tank to a rear-mounted ram charger tank, and so that gave me nowhere to put the spare, and I don't like having spares under vehicles anyway. They get all rusty and stuff unless you really coat them with fluid film good. So with the Stepside, it made perfect sense to mount it on the outside like this, like they had done. A lot of times you saw Stepside short box trucks like this, like I said earlier, where they cut the fender and stuff like that. But being the 8-foot Stepside, they gave me plenty of room to put the big full-size spare on the side of the bed. With the custom mount we just made, it's super strong. This wheel is mounted up here really good. I'm not even sure what the factory ones look like. They probably had some kind of like bracket that bolted to the box and then stuck out on the outside, I'm going to imagine. But it's I haven't seen one without a spare on it anywhere. You rarely see these trucks around. The only Stepsides ones of these trucks I've seen in person in the last 10 years are people that have Little Red Express trucks restored, like an 8-foot Stepside. I haven't seen any of these on the road anywhere around here. I don't think I've ever seen one on the road around here. You know, I've seen these trucks in Fleetside before, a handful of them, but I mean they're so rotted out and so far gone in New York State that this is going to be one of the few that's left. So this is a super cool addition, and I really think it goes with the style of making this a big bad work truck. So I hope you guys like it. Let me know in the comments boop, boop, down there, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the alert so you get all the new content here on the Dodge and everything else. We're going to fire this thing up. Got 1 or 2 more videos on it here, and then I've got to kick it outside because I got to get my Studebaker truck in a couple of weeks. I'm going to do a piston-powered show in Cleveland, Ohio with my 46 Studebaker truck and my dragster. I'm towing it out there and displaying the whole thing in the show. And actually, my Studebaker truck, I just realized I've never done any content really at all with it, I don't think, on a channel. I did like a walk-around video of it a couple of years ago, but I don't think we've done any other videos on it, working on it or anything. So you guys might not even, if you're newer to the channel the last couple of years, you might not even know that I got it. I'm not sure. So anyways, that's going to come in, and we're going to use it to tow the dragster to Cleveland in a couple of weeks. So I can't wait to do that. Hopefully the weather breaks. It should. It's going to be April, first week April, so it should be decent. And I've got to drive it like 5 hours there, so hopefully it's good. Yikes. Anyways, so work a couple more episodes on this, and then the Studebaker will come in here for a little bit to just make sure everything's dialed in with that. And then I've got a new project, a new build, brand new build that I bought. Even though I'm broke, I bought, and it's something they're popular right now, and I'm excited about it. I'm going to be doing that as soon as we get back from the Cleveland show. We're going to go rescue that vehicle, pull it on out, get it down here. It's actually already registered, and it's only about a mile down the road, so should be able to drive it down here. But another full build, and it's going to be super cool. So stay tuned for that. And that's it. I got to wrap this up. So thanks for watching the spare tire build. We'll see you next time. Bam, here at the Quick Speed Shop.